When we're in the process of going into the IGCSE course or the IB course, how do we even begin to consider the subjects we'd like to take?
Yeah, so this is something we've actually put quite a lot of emphasis on at BISP. With the year 9s was where we start for IGCSE. So part of my new role this year is to work more with the year 9s and also with the year 11s in the lead up to the meetings that they have with the counsellors in order to choose their subjects. So with the year 9s, there was a period of time last term where I met with them all every Monday. And I introduced them to Unifrog, which is our amazing university platform where there's lots of information there about researching careers and subjects. So I introduced them to that, and then they can they do an interest profiler, they can do a personality test, and that sort of gives suggestions about what they might want to do. So they had a great time looking at, how much money does a landscape gardener make, or a performance artist might not make that much money, or a dentist makes more money in America than it does in England. They look at all of that kind of stuff, and it's a lot of them tend to go straight to the money, but it's also there about if you take art, DT, and maths, what subjects at university might be good for those classes, and then what careers might be an option. And in year 9, you're not supposed to know exactly what you want to do with your future, but Unifrog's a fun way to play around and sort of maybe be introduced to things you hadn't thought of before. So we do a little bit of that. The year 12s, speak to them. Year 12s? I think so. Or the year 11s. The older students talk to the year 9s about their experience taking the IGCSE subjects. And that's a really cool experience in students, help showing students or explaining to students in their own language and in their own way what each of the subjects entails. Then the parents are informed too, and so it's encouraged that families have conversations about it together. And then that sort of all culminates in a conversation with one of the university counsellors about your subjects. And so you have to take English, you have to take maths, you have to take a language, and all of those 3 you're probably already on that path in year 9. And then you choose in your sciences. So depending at what you want to do, if you really enjoy the sciences, or if you want to go into something in the science area, or if you want to take the most rigorous package, then you might do all 3 of the sciences as separate subjects, or coordinated science might be a better option for you. And so that's something we can discuss. And then you get to choose. So you can choose, business, DT, history, or geography in one block. And then art, drama, music, computer science, and business in another block, and PE in another block. And so think about the subjects that you like. Think about what you potentially want to do in the future. And again, you're not expected to know it all, but you might have an inkling one way or the other. Talk to your teachers. Your teachers are the most important people because they know what you're like as a student in that subject. They also know if it's a subject you haven't taken before. For example, business is new in year 10. Then go and talk to a business teacher. Ask them what it's like. And so that's sort of the way to start with the year 9s. We do a lot of lead up. We get them introduced to all of these potential university subjects, career choices. The older students talk to them about it. Then we encourage them to have conversations with their family and their teachers, and then they end up in a conversation with the university counsellors where they make that choice.
Right.
So that's for IGCSE.
Yes.
And then for IB, it's a similar process. So we've been meeting with the year 11s. In fact, just now in tutor time, I was with one of the tutor groups, just reminding them about their subject choices and telling them that from next week, we'll be meeting with them. And it's a similar kind of thing. We would encourage them to think about what they like, think about their potential university interests. By the time you get to IB, it becomes a little bit more important about what you actually take, because the IB subjects can be required for university subjects. So if you know, for example, you want to be a doctor, then you really need to take biology and chemistry. There's not really any negotiation around that. If you want to do engineering or computer science, most likely you need to take higher level maths. And so those are the sort of things you would need to think about a little bit more seriously at IB than you had at IG. Then again, talk to your teachers, talk to the ones, talk to the teachers you already have, and then talk to the teachers of the subjects that are new. So at IB, you can take economics and psychology and environmental systems and society for the first time. Yeah. The IB is considered a 2-year program. So in theory, you could start any new subject in IB. And so, once you've sort of gathered all your information, again, you'll have a longer meeting now with the university counsellor. The year 9 meetings are only about 20 minutes, but the year 11 meetings are about 45 minutes, and the parents come along because it starts to get a little bit more serious when you're choosing your IBs, like I said, because of the potential effects on your university choice or whatever it is you want to do after school.